You Saturday, let's sack a ring, just sack it in, let's do something together. You look like you never bought a scratch card. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right drunk, and it's over. Why do I live life like the Duchamp work of art? Always on his side. You Saturday, let's sack a ring, just sack it in, let's do something together. You look like you never bought a scratch card. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We tell ourselves these stories.
Hey there, my name's Charlie Brown. We're here at St. Stephen's Church in Ipswich, and we're here to interview Pet Needs, local punk band. And I think they're in the green room. Let's go have a look. Hey guys! Hey, how's it going? Nice to meet all of you.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Yeah, doing good, thanks. Oh, great to see you guys. Right, let's get the show on the road, hey?
Cool, let's go.
I approach like I mean never fight. Why oh why?
My name's Charlie Brown, and I'm here with
Johnny,
George,
Ryan,
and Jules.
It's lovely to meet you guys, I must say. Are you guys looking forward to tonight?
mate, I can't wait. It's the final show of our acoustic tour, our Kind of Acoustic tour, and it's in a church in Ipswich. Which, how beautiful is this surrounding, man? Yeah, super excited for it.
Yeah, it's great. Honestly, I must say, ever since walking in here, I just can't stop admiring the beautiful architecture around us and stuff. It's been awesome. So, you guys have been going on tour recently, haven't you, with this new acoustic album?
Yeah, that's it. We've been all over. So we've done, I think, 7 dates, I think. We've been going to loads of towns that sometimes we've never played before. Sometimes we've never even heard of before as well. And every single show has been amazing. They've all been super unique and super awesome, all in different independent creative spaces, from like tiny little basement punk bars all the way up to like old churches.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Because I also saw on a Facebook post that you guys made recently how this has been like one of the least stressful tours for all you guys, but especially you, John.
Yeah, I think so. It's been one of the least stressful, but also kind of just one of the most connected that we've ever felt with the audience as well. I think by not having like all the distortion and the crashing cymbals and everything, suddenly the songs can just like speak for themselves, which is really nice. And it feels like we're just kind of like really connected with the audience. And tour-wise, somehow all the journeys have been really short. We've stayed with friends in nice houses a lot of times as well. We've had a lot of lions.
It's always a good thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. So if you compare that to a support tour that we were doing in Germany about 2 or 3 months ago, we were driving like 7-8 hours a day, and we've been driving kind of maximum 4 on this one, which seems long if you're not touring all the time, but for us that's easy. And we've had lions and stuff. Jules especially likes to do stuff all of the time, so it took a bit of acclimatizing for him to just be in a hotel, being horizontal for a little while. But it's the last day of the tour and we're not feeling completely broken, which is a sign that it's been a good tour, you know?
Yeah, it sounds great. And with touring around countries as well, it's an absolute challenge, isn't it? It's a challenge to just go around and live in a van essentially for a couple weeks, or live in a bus. But what that has done is it's enabled you guys to build up this incredible audience that is shown through your videos as well, particularly with your new music video for the acoustic version of Punk Isn't Dead. It's just up for sale, am I right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%. I think we've just been completely open with our audience right from the start, and just giving people that peek behind the curtain of what it's really like to be in a band at this level. And I said that we'd been staying at friends' houses and stuff. When I say friends, they're people that were fans of the band first and have become friends. And to be able to celebrate all of those people in the music video, where we basically reached out to our fans, supporters, friends online, and asked them to all take part in it. And we had people from like everywhere, from like kind of Canada, USA, Germany, the Netherlands, like all over the UK. And it's really nice. It feels like this band's kind of become bigger than the sum of its parts, which is really cool because it's the hardest time in the world to be a band at the moment. And if you can tour and feel a little less lonely on tour because you've got so many people supporting you, then that's only a good thing, you know?
Yeah, because you guys started out in 2016 as this local punk band. George came crashing onto your sofa, looking for punk songs to write. And after you were in a solo career for a while, weren't you, doing this kind of introspective folk thing? Am I right?
Yeah, that's it. And it was kind of similar writing, and some of the songs became Pet Needs songs as well.
Oh, really? Can you name a few of them?
Well, Punk Isn't Dead is just up for sale. And
there you go.
Yeah, that was played acoustic before, and I actually used to play it solo acoustic, but it had like different verses and stuff, but still had the same chorus. And then I formed a band around my acoustic stuff, and that song kind of went away for a bit because in my mind it was always going to be like a rip roaring punk song. But then when we kind of built out this acoustic outfit that I had, it had kind of like keys in and had like kind of like all these kind of beautiful harmonies and all these nice arrangements, and just didn't suit the kind of punk music at all. So that one I tried, and it never really worked with my solo stuff. I tried a song called Dallas on our first EP as well, that I had, and I was playing it solo, and that one kind of saw the light of day a little bit with the like solo like fronted band kind of thing. But it's when George came down and like crashed on my sofa, that they were just a few of the kind of early ideas we had, and then we built them up into full punk songs.
This song goes out to him. It's called Punk Isn't Dead. It's just up for sale. You're waiting for your train in the rain again with these strangers who still remain strangers despite the same faces gracing those station platforms most mornings of almost every day. Doors open with eyes unfocused, coast past the clones of the place you saw you never become. And then you catch your reflection. Punk isn't dead, it's just up for sale. Punk isn't dead, it's just up for sale. All the trendy young, yeah, all the trendy young with something to say, right? Like there's a movie here, then now for the villain. All the trendy young, yeah, all the trendy young with something to say, right? Like there's a movie here, then now for the villain. All the trendy young, yeah, all the trendy young with something to say, right? Like there's a movie, then now for the villain. All the trendy young, yeah, all the trendy young with something to say, right? Like there's a movie. Punk isn't dead, it's just off for sale. Punk isn't dead, it's just off for sale. Punk isn't dead, it's just off for sale. Cheers.
Honestly, it's been such a journey for you guys, hasn't it? Seeing you guys grow and evolve and change over the years. For Jules and Ryan in particular, you guys are a later addition to the band. How are you guys feeling about your roles within and been touring around with Pet Needs? Has this been something that you've ever experienced before, or?
Not to this extent. I've played in bands since I was 16, June this year will mark my 2-year Pet Needs anniversary. So I'm feeling a little bit more acclimatized to it now. But I was really lucky that when I joined, it was right before the 3rd album. So I kind of straight out the gate was given free will to just take over the bass role, and it was quite nice to then put my stamp on it from that point on.
You feel like you fulfilled that role successfully then?
I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, it was nice to just straight away join and then put something that sounded like me, for lack of a better term, straight in as far as the 3rd album goes. But yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. And Jules, this acoustic album is the first one that you've ever featured, the first one that you've ever done drums for, am I right?
Yeah, totally, man. First Pet Needs record.
Yeah, absolutely. How's that been for you? How have you felt being able to have free reign on the drums?
It's cool. It's challenging, especially with the acoustic stuff, because you sort of, as a drummer, you always want to just play what the song needs. But where the acoustic stuff is stripped back and so focused, it's difficult to decide what it needs, but without sort of, getting stuck in this rut of, am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? But I think it's turned out amazing, and I love touring this record, man.
Absolutely. I've listened to the record before I came here, and just hearing the raw acoustic versions of these songs, because these are songs that I've listened to over and over again, and just being able to hear how the acoustic versions have changed them in this unique way, but have kept the true kind of essence and power that the original songs had. I just think it's beautiful. George and Johnny, again, how has it been to create this album for you guys?
It was so good. We went right back to like old school roots for this album. Like we went with a producer called Mike West. He's a guy from, was it Tennessee? Was he from?
Nashville. Yeah.
Nashville. Yeah. And he lives over in Kansas. And he lives over in North Wales now, and he's proper old school. He's like no click track when we're recording. We're all recording live. Johnny's takes were all in like one take, vocal takes, and it just felt really like we kind of transported back in time. We were in this little old chapel, and it just felt like a really like fiercely creative, really intense 4 days. Was it? We did it in
4 days. Yeah.
Yeah, it was full on, and we worked late into the night, and it felt just like a really exciting kind of raw capture of the moment. It was really fun to do.
Absolutely, man. And that reminds me as well, if I'm right, you guys recorded your first ever album in a church just like this one?
Only our acoustic album's been recorded in the church.
Oh, okay.
I think. Oh no, sorry. Our third album was recorded in a church as well.
There we go.
There's so many albums now. There's so many albums. So yeah, our first.
It's hard to keep track of them.
Yeah, that's it. Like our last full album we did, like a full original music album, because our acoustic album is like we picked 4 songs from our last 3 albums, or our only 3 albums that we've ever put out. But Intimate and Fast Living, our last album, we recorded it at a place called Vader Studios, which is just south of Birmingham, and that was amazing because we got to spend 2 weeks there. We lived in like these converted barns, so we spent the whole time on site, and just went into this big kind of beautiful, really posh, really swanky converted church, to the point that I forgot that it was a church for a second. But yeah, it's absolutely beautiful, and we were really lucky. Like the sun shone every day, and it was really super idyllic. Kind of almost felt like the place you don't usually record a punk album, because you usually, like all the other places we've recorded literally in a shed at the bottom of someone's garden and stuff like that for our other albums. But it was just so creative, and we recorded with a guy called George Perks, who's just like his career's flying at the moment. He's doing so amazing. But it was just a real kind of like meeting of minds, and yeah, we just created something that I'm massively proud of.
It's called Fear for the Whole Damn World, and it goes like this. I set voice recognition on my phone the day after my cat got run over. Now I have to feign depression every time I need to know the weather, and I don't know whether or not I'm doing well anymore. And I don't know whether or not these tunes will sell at all. Don't follow in my footsteps. I fear that I ain't in any good, yet I fear for the whole damn world. I don't follow in my footsteps. I fear that I ain't in any good yet. I fear for the whole damn world. I tried meditating, mate, I tried everything. I'm spending all my money on forgetting. Sometimes it's cheaper and easier being asleep. I hate my own advice. I ain't got no more pride to swallow. Don't follow in my footsteps. I fear that I ain't done any good yet. Don't follow in my footsteps. I fear that I ain't in any good yet. I fear for the whole damn world. Don't follow in my footsteps. I fear that I ain't in any good yet. I fear for the whole damn world. The house is quieter nowadays. I lie awake contemplating my neighbour who spat that our cat was a nuisance the day that she died. I wouldn't put it past her in 9 short months. You told me that I could love in a way that I never before. You're immortalised in liner notes. I thought that I would get to see you grow. Oh, don't follow in my footsteps. I fear that I ain't in any good yet. I fear for the whole damn world. Don't follow in my footsteps. I fear that I ain't in any good yet. I fear for the whole damn world. Don't follow. 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 Cheers.
So going back a little bit to your roots and beginnings, what can you guys tell me about the waiting room?
The wait in Colchester.
In Colchester, the exact one.
Oh, mate. Oh, this makes me so happy and also so sad that it doesn't exist anymore.
Because I saw on Google Maps that it got bulldozed.
Yep, that's exactly it. So for people who don't know, the waiting room was originally a bus waiting room, and then like the bus company shut down or something moved or something. For some reason, it became like a dormant building, and some cool creative people took it over and they took a lease out on it for a couple of years, and created a really cool independent community art space, and it was just incredible. It was so DIY, it was so grassroots, it was so bottom up. Did we do our first ever gig there?
Our very first
one. We did our very, 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 very first gig there.
We've been a band for about 10 days when we played there,
and it was amazing. We opened for our friends' bands that they're still our friends, but they're not a band anymore. A band called Ghosts of Men, who we used to love and we really looked up to, and it was just an amazing space. It was cool. I've been to like kind of retro vinyl nights there. I've been to like old school gaming nights there and stuff, and like we used to go and play table tennis there. It almost had a kind of like weird kind of youth club vibe, and they used just to showcase local artists, showcase local beer, and it was incredible. And then the lease ran out, and then the council didn't let them kind of like renew the lease because they were gonna knock it down and either build flats or build some other kind of like community space and stuff. And that was knocked down maybe 5 or 6 years. No, probably even longer than that now, wasn't it?
7 years ago.
7 years, and it's still just a pile of rubble.
Yeah.
And so there's so many more years that it could have been used, because we have different spaces like that kind of popping up in Colchester now, that are kind of, I don't know, either by accident or by design, but kind of recreate kind of similar kind of atmosphere. but that was such a special time, and it's obviously drenched in nostalgia because it was when I was younger, and it's when like the band was just kind of like taking off and everything like that. Well, not even taking off, just starting. But I loved it. It felt like a bit of a Colchester heyday for me as well, because I just loved that time of being alive. But that space, I'm very connected to it, and it's right opposite where I go to the gym now. And sometimes I genuinely still walk around it and just think, or just remember what it was. I think what it could have been for another 7 years.
Do you think that one day in your latter years you will ever convert a venue, turn something like that into a venue, like an old bus waiting room or an old church like this one? Do you think you'd ever like to do that in your lifetime?
I'd love to. Like, that's my old job before I did the music full time, was putting on events. So I used to work with students over at the university and put on like large scale events, like project manager, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd like to, but I'm also very aware of how hard it is, like, and how many music venues are shutting down all the time, and the stress that people are put under by touring around, like especially in these independent venue tours, touring around kind of like the DIY scenes, the DIY communities. You can see like people just like working 80-hour weeks just to kind of like keep the lights on and stuff in these kind of venues, which is why venues need massive support. And there's like people lobbying the government, the musicians, music venue trust, are lobbying the government at the moment to put a £1 levy on every ticket sold for like major events to go back towards supporting grassroots and stuff like that. So yeah, I'd love to, but there's literally a poster here actually that says like fun venues better, and people might not need as much mental health support, because basically the pressure that's put on A, musicians, but B, people, anyone at our level actually, all the people running the venues, all the people running the bars, all the people working in marketing, the people working in any creative industry. We were literally talking earlier about kind of people working in the film industry, everything like that. Everything's kind of at a real state of imbalance, and things are going to change massively over the next few years. But in an ideal world, yeah, it'd be amazing. I mean, I would love it to happen, right? I'd love it to happen whether I did it or not. But then if you just sit around thinking I would love this thing to happen, but you don't put yourself forward to do it when you could be capable of doing it, then like maybe you should,
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, it has been an amazing time this evening. Is there anything else you'd like to add to the people out there?
Do you want to add something?
Buy our acoustic album.
Yeah. Just keep listening to Pet Needs. Just keep listening, that's it.
Just keep going to live shows, just live shows in general, just keep venues alive.
And we are playing the Garage in London at the start of May. It's our biggest ever headline show. It's on course to sell out, which is cool. The promoters but the thing is now we're at a point where the promoters keep saying, it looks like it's going to sell out, which is putting even more pressure on us now. So please, the last like few dozen people, please buy tickets so we can sell out a 600 capper, because that'd be nuts.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, guys. This has been Charlie Brown, signing off with Pet Needs.
Give it everything! 1, 2, 3, go! Yeah! What we know, we got this! And if he damage up from here, it'll switch like you so fucking much. Cheers, Ipswich. We are Pet Needs, from Colchester in Essex, back to back Brown to Brighten The Corners. Thank you for being in this room. We'll see you next time. Cheers.